Oh shit!
Manny.
And we're live.
Hola.
Oh,
So we're live, but what was that intro though? Can afford it as part of the.
I forgot about the intro. Wow. Something tacos.
No.
Was that the Twilight Zone?
What?
The Twilight Zone.
Were you pulling the Twilight Zone song? That sounds kind of like the Twilight Zone.
You know, okay,
Oh, yeah.
If you know one of your
I
friends.
mean, X-Files.
there you go.
Hi, I'm Chucky, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi ho!
Reaction time.
I'm just saying, you don't have to play the intro right now.
Like scary movies.
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Introducing the bad guy Nick H.
Welcome back to the Friday the 14th podcast.
Introducing the bad guy.
You need that intro. Yeah. So this is the Friday the 14th podcast that everyone's been talking about, right?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
these guys? Do y'all remember us?
Yeah, we're the
Do you
guys.
remember?
We're the ones.
The
We're
boys.
back.
Came fresh out of our COVID pods.
The
We're all
boys are back
ready.
in town. We live in,
We're
live in
here.
Texas.
We're here.
We live in Texas. We are 100% open and back in business, baby.
Super hype.
We're here.
We're
Did they vaccinate y'all in y'all's private areas? That's where they said it worked best for me.
listen. We don't talk about no vaccines on this.
Oh.
This is
Oh, we don't talk about that
Yes.
on this podcast.
it's a hush hush.
Oh, yeah. Because they'll turn you into zombies, right? This is a horror podcast.
To
We can't
zombies.
talk about real life.
See, when we turn to zombies, then we'll have to review zombie movies.
Just
I mean,
review
it's just
every
gonna be
episode
like-
of The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, or we're gonna do Dawn of the
movie that
Dead,
we reviewed, Mayhem. Like that.
like
But
that.
like in real life.
Oh, wow.
Am I supposed to like do an intro or something, or is that just stalling for Franco to finish up something?
I finished saying the
No.
link and all that, but yeah, you're supposed to do the intro.
This is your podcast today, Nick.
You run this
Oh, I
bitch.
stole it. I run this town.
This is season 3,
I'm like
episode 1.
Rihanna.
Yeah, I was about to tell you you're Rihanna today.
This is what, season 3, episode 1.
Yep.
So it's the whole reset. And this is news to me. I didn't know that at all. I thought we're episode
Usually-
23 or something like
Usually each season we add a new guest, so welcome to that.
Well, actually,
new
this
guest.
season you're now
Our new host.
Nick Cage, not introducing Nick
You
Cage.
get a football head.
Hey, cool.
So let's jump right into it. We are reviewing 2004 The Grudge. To some people, that's the original movie. So I mean, there is Ju-1, but we don't talk about Ju-1.
We haven't even introduced ourselves.
I introduced myself so many times to introduce the bad guy Nick H.
Oh,
But I'm the bad guy Nick H. The H is silent.
Love it.
I am the Mr. of Mr. Fuentes'.
He's a rapper, by the way, and I'm also I'm Franco, the most one.
And I am Manny Fresh. Got a PhD in keeping it the freshest.
If you're watching this on YouTube live with us, make sure to subscribe. If you're listening to this on audio, we also do live streams, recordings on YouTube. Emo Soul Productions, check that out.
Emo Seductions.
Emo Soul.
Make sure to click that talk about button to get notified of the Emo Soul Productions videos.
And always
Follow-
bet on the bad guy.
Follow Emo Productions on TikTok as well.
Yeah,
On
it's Emo
Instagram.
Soul Productions.
Introducing ourselves.
Facebook.
Nick, go ahead. I'm just kidding.
This is not a race, guys. I mean, trying to get used to the feel. I mean, it's been too long, if you know what I mean.
Just so.
So
Yeah,
let's just go
yeah.
back into the whole thing. The 2004 Grudge. Shit. I'm gonna pull my phone because I'm not professional. I don't have things memorized in my. Just being straight honest, I'm not that level yet.
I get it, man. I get it.
Hold on, man. Where the hell is that?
Hold on.
Every day is going pretty well. Our days are
It is. Thank you. Is that for like people who are like somewhat watching, or what we? is that for
someone, if anybody's watching, and for the listeners.
Okay, so we're jumping into IMDb. IMDb bad guy. The synopses. It's how we start things off. Synopses. An American nurse living and working in Tokyo is exposed to a mysterious supernatural curse, one that looks locks the person. I'm screwing up. In a powerful rage before claiming their life and spreading to another victim. That was a synopsis.
That was very sexy. I enjoyed that.
Did you enjoy it? I was getting lost in reading that. I said looks, but I was supposed to say locks.
Miss having school with you whenever you read.
What?
Nice. Having school, reading.
Haven't schooled me.
Yeah.
Schooled cock.
Having class.
And then we go into our cast and crew. Who we got? We got Sarah Michelle Gellar. She is most famous for Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Come on now.
And Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Yep.
What was the other movies? I know what you did last summer, I believe, right?
Yes.
And I would say this movie, but we're reviewing this movie, so
Bill Pullman's also in this one.
yeah, from Casper. Shit.
Yeah, Dr. Harvey, dude. Yeah. Everybody knows him for Independence Day, and I'm just like, no, that's Dr. Harvey from Casper. That's who he is.
Yeah, Casper.
That's all he's known. That's it.
That's all you know for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I really want to go through the whole damn cast here.
I do know that the Clea Duval, the girl who played Jennifer, she was on The Faculty.
The Faculty.
Dude, speaking of The Faculty, okay, I got it now. Okay, speaking.
Can you inform us who played the Grudge?
So the Grudge is played by Takako Fuji. Takako.
Dude, Yoko's real
Taco.
name was Yoko.
It's
Bro,
Kyoko's.
imagine if you went to go look up who played the Grudge and they said as themselves. That'd be so scary, dude.
So, and her son, the little boy Toshio, is played by Yuya Ozeki. Any more names I'll try to bring up?
Yeah, well, you gotta name the director.
What's your name again?
Up here because
Who's name again?
Your name.
The Grudge?
No, your name.
Oh, I'm the bad guy, Nick Cage. I'm credited under Wrestling Kingdom Entertainment.
Well, just like the ancient is rolling this movie, it was silent.
They silent.
the directors. You wanna try to pronounce that one too?
So, what? Right?
Yeah.
Gosh, where does it say? Okay, Takashi 69. What? No, that's Takashi Shimizu.
Damn, Takashi 69 made a pretty good movie.
Shimizu.
Yeah, so man, that's the director. The producer, I believe, is to be Sam Raimi, the famous for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy.
His newest produced movie was The Unholy. That just came out this weekend.
Yep.
With Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yes.
Also, he made Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell. Evil Dead. Fuentes' movies.
That's what I mentioned a while ago. Yep, with Bruce Campbell.
Kiki Delivery Service.
Okay. Oh. What?
Oh
Okay.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Did you know what I found out about Sam Raimi though? Is that he has his car make a cameo in every movie that he makes.
I think I heard something about
the
that.
car that Uncle Ben drives in the first Spider-Man film. That's his actual car. And
You mean the car that Ash is driving?
I think so.
Evil
Yeah.
Dead movie?
Oh,
Yeah,
and he's directing Doctor Strange.
Yeah, the Multiverse of
Oh, yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, I heard
That's
that.
how you know Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Oh, I seen a little clip or a little picture, and apparently, Doctor Strange is gonna be jumping through like multiverses, and he's gonna for a second like jump into the Bruce Campbell who's gonna make a cameo as Ash from Evil Dead in that movie, which should be pretty dope.
Interesting.
That just makes me happy, I guess.
He was supposed to become Mysterio in the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Mysterio?
Yeah, and the original script, part 4.
Yep.
A fat Mysterio.
Yeah.
Oh,
we can't say
okay.
that, Nick. He's a healthy Mysterio.
An overweight Mysterio.
We can't say that. He's healthy.
He's
He's big bone.
Extra healthy.
actually
Yeah.
thick Mysterio.
A different kind of healthy. But I don't want to dog on Bruce Campbell either because he seems like a cool dude, and I don't want to run into him and be like, he's like, "Oh, you called me fat," and I'm just sitting there like,
But I mean, that's what the
Then
storyboard
he
or
pulls out his
sketch.
chainsaw hand and just fucks you up.
Yep. And he like cuts my fat off, and I'm like, thank you.
Thank you. He did all
This
fit.
is better than life perception. Thank you. That'd be really cool.
That was Sam Raimi. I mean, if you haven't seen the Spider-Man trilogy, I suggest go watch it right now.
Except for part 3.
No, listen to the podcast first and then go watch
Especially
it.
part 3.
Franco, I think you're gonna have to walk us through all the different segments because I forgot them all.
What do you mean? So after talking about the synopses, the cast crew, it goes into favorite scene.
No.
No, I was wrong.
I figured I was not to do that. I'm pulling my notes right now. Spoiler-free synopsis, still part of the spoiler-free segment, and cast and crew, and then it's the spoiler-free rating.
Oh, the rating. I
Oh,
forgot we
spoiler
played back to the
free
beginning
rating.
instead of the end.
I guess I'll start. I give this movie a 1.5.
Cancel this man.
I give this movie a 3.
Man, what?
Oh man,
You're too eager over there.
Franco. I don't disagree with you, but gonna give this baby a 2. I'm gonna give it a 2.
A 2.
I'll break on.
You made it sound like you were gonna really be on the opposite spectrum of it, and you're only 0.5 over.
I thought you were going to say 1. Which it was close to a 1, but give it 2. 1.5.
Give it. This might be just the childhood nostalgia talking.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with 4, but thanks Trails Tortugas.
Solid.
Wow.
Yeah.
So about 3 really different ratings, I think.
1.5,
4.
2, 3, and 4.
Yeah,
What was your responses? 3?
3. Yeah.
We
Almost
just kept
gave it
going
2.5, but I'm actually there was some cool stuff in there. Even though it was like 2004, there was actually some cool effects and stuff going on. I really liked some of the camera play and what they did with the movie.
Yeah, I agree there, and I think Sam Raimi does a really good job at trying to keep it as I want to say like the practical effects used in Evil Dead, they stayed away from any computer technology, and ever since then,
Mhm.
like Sam Raimi's like even like the remake of Evil Dead, they kind of prided themselves on the fact that they like try to keep away from CGI as much as they could to keep it like close to the source material. So I will admit the Grudge did have a lot of that, like a lot of good like effects.
Sam Raimi didn't direct this one, did he?
No, he produced it, but
Produced. Yeah.
Oh, he produced it.
anytime
Okay.
his name is attached, I feel like
He
you're going to see
seduced
a
it.
lot of practical other than
I
CGI.
gotcha. He was just like, oh, look, I'll produce you. You just can't use any fake shit.
Fake shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this was our spoiler-free section. Anything you hear now is, yeah, you've been warned. Spoilers and whatnot.
You've been warned.
Yeah, if you haven't seen The Grudge by now, I just don't know what rock you've been living under because they already they made 3 and then they remade it in 2020. So
I think me and Nick saw this. Did we have a class that showed it? Yeah, I think I had a class that showed this movie.
Let's
Well, it
see. We
was
saw
PG-13, right?
Huh?
It was PG-13.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I was about to say.
Let's
whoa.
see. I didn't see it whenever Franco saw it, but I saw it back in the theater when it was 2004.
Wow.
When Franco and I saw it together, it was probably like 2007, 8.
See, I enjoyed it then, but like rewatching it, I don't know.
Yeah,
Dang,
I have that same thing.
When you were a young warthog or what, Nick?
Warhog.
Yeah. When I was a young warthog.
When he was a young enchilada.
Enchilada, a young potato, a young spud,
A little potato spud,
nugget,
a chicken nugget. That's what I am all the time.
chicken. So what are we exactly spoiling here? Our memories.
Favorite scene, Nick?
My favorite scene. Honestly, I had like cool scenes in this movie. I'm just gonna name a random scene. It's the scene where, what building was it? I just know like the monitor, like when that girl's she's trying to run away from the Grudge from the stairway area.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's one of the parts. Like the Grudge like grabs onto her like a little rabbit foot thing. Well,
Yeah.
that the footage the way it was recording, and the officer like he's looking back at it. And you see the Grudge like pop up from the ground up, and it's
Yeah.
slowly walking. It looks like it passes the camera away, but then you see the eyes just open.
Took my scene. That was my favorite scene.
I took your scene.
Yeah. That was the only enjoyable scene I liked.
So
So I
I
needed
kind of
one.
like it's like a bad and a good. What like you know, I'm not really gonna go for a scene. Well, I'm gonna say a scene, but I'm gonna talk about like the movie layout. Like I kind of liked how they went back and forth like between the past and the present to kind of give you a feel of like what each character kind of went through and stuff like that. And they even kind of dropped like subtle hints of like what was about to come up next from the future to the past. And um, so one of my I don't want to say like favorite scenes because really like a lot of the scenes that I really liked are most of the jump scares. Like anytime you saw them pop up out of an area, or like when Yoko went up into the attic and saw the face, and then her body was like blah 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 everywhere.
Yoko or Kyoko?
Yeah, Kyoko is that? I thought her name was
Kyoko.
Yoko.
Yoko Ono from
Not Yoko?
John Lennon's wife, or Kyoko.
I swear it says Yoko here in the thing too. Anyway, yeah, it says Yoko. Anyway, yeah, the chick flinging around, and then they go, and then the detective goes up there, and he finds a little jaw, and like you don't know what it is, but then I think one of the cool like layovers was like later on when that one guy goes into the office and he sees the chick with her like tongue hanging out, missing her jaw. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's actually Sam Raimi's brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nice. I thought that was a cool, just in general effect. But then it also leads to my like, well, dislikes. I'll tell you later. Then we'll do that the next segment.
That was a nice little fun fact, Manny.
I always love the fun facts Manny gives us.
Well, technically, I knew about that fun fact, but
Okay, I love the fun facts.
So
you
beat me
give
to
us
the
too,
punch.
All right,
What was my favorite
Manuel.
scene?
Yes, your favorite scene.
I got it. My favorite scene is when the sister, after she was done being chased by the Grudge inside the office, she heads home. And when she gets home, her brother gives her a call on the phone, and she picks it up and she's like, "Where are you?" And he's like, "I'm outside. Like I'm headed up there. What floor are you again?" And then she's like, "I'm floor so and so." And then she gets a knock on the door, looks through the peephole, and sees her brother. But when she opens it, he's not there. I just really like that scene because it shows that the Grudge can take the form of people you know, and then also mimic the voices of people you know. So that just really F's me over. I mean, it's cool when it's done in the Terminator, but it's scary when it's done in the Grudge because actually I think it's scary both ways. If a T-1000 was trying to kill me and my family, I'd be scared as hell. But in Terminator 2, but the Grudge being able to do that, I thought that was really cool. I don't know what it was about that scene. I just like when they give like these horror things like a little more power than what you think they have, you know? And then like being able to like seeing her brother through the peephole after he's the dude's dead. And then she opens the door and he's not there. And then like the fact that they called the phone, I was just sitting there like, yeah, you know what? You can't escape this because then it's gonna call you in the form of one of your loved ones and then eat you or pull off your jaw or whatever the hell it does. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. I like when they give these little monsters powers that shatter any chance of you surviving the damn film. But I'll get into that later. I would have beat the shit out of all these monsters, but yeah, that was my favorite scene.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy, bud.
You already know.
That's a nice belly contest.
Been building it all COVID.
Next up is least favorite scene or any plot holes that people may have. Of the
You're not gonna
Please.
give another favorite scene, Franco?
Yep, I told you that was my only favorite scene.
Oh, it's your only scene.
That was my only favorite scene. Yeah, I mean, I like the one with the jaw too, but I mean, Manny, or you talked about it too, but yeah.
You know you love the part where the blow boy is in the elevator.
Oh yeah, where she's running that and the little boy's like the pass on the floor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was alright.
So yeah,
I
that's
mean,
pretty much. I mean, my dislike, not really dislike. It's just like you're saying, plot holes and stuff like that. Like we assume that the Yoko chick kills the other guy. We assume that, and you never actually see that happen, even though she was like slowly zombified walking. We're just gonna assume that this thing killed this other person. Um, and then I was just kind of mad in general that like the family were just dickheads, like all of them. Like only the dad being like a vengeful, hateful spirit really to me had like reason to be killing people, but this kid and the wife were just like, we're gonna fuck everyone up too. And
You
it's
know
just
what?
like,
I agree with you on that shit because the wife was like falling in love with the professor, and the dad's the only one who had the reason to be mad. And then this whore comes back and he's able to kill people. That's not fair. You don't get to be a hoe in real life and then kill people in the afterlife. That's not fair. That's
Well,
not
the
fair.
sequel explains it.
I think hoes deserve the best punishment. Okay, and then
It's all
like
spoiler.
the little kid too just wanted to kill everybody. Like, first of all, you got a bowl haircut. You look like a damn mushroom. Don't you come at me sideways like that.
Hey,
Like,
don't you?
that pissed
How
me
dare you
off.
say boy haircut? It's their style,
And then-
though.
And here's the thing, I hate cats. So if that little dude was to try to meow in my room, I'd pop him with metal BB pellets. I'd be like, oh,
I'm offended.
you want to start? You want to start? You want to be meowing? I hate
I thought you liked
cats.
Kenny.
Huh?
I thought you
Damn.
liked Kenny.
I only love cats that belong to friends. Other than that, I don't like cats. Like every cat that I've met that a friend has, I'm cool with. But I'm not one of those like, oh my gosh, there's a cat, I need to pet it. No, that's me with dogs, not cats.
So you don't go psst, psst to a cat?
Sometimes they go.
I go,
What are you doing?
The thing I didn't like about it was the flashback. Like
Quit screwing around.
they went straight. They went straight to a flashback, and I couldn't pay attention to what was happening now and what was happening back then because they didn't put no year, no month, no day, nothing. You just realized that the old lady was younger.
Yep.
So I couldn't pay attention. Like after that
As a-
flashback, I couldn't pay attention to what the fuck's happening now or back then.
As
It
a
lost
kid,
me
that
the entire
threw me
movie.
off. But watching after there
That's
many
what-
times, you get it though. It's like
My daughter was also crying, so I
flashback.
mean that could have been a reason as well.
No, I don't disagree with you because I was going to mention that the transitioning threw me off in this movie, and the fact that it also feels like it's coming back from a commercial after you watch it on TV.
a commercial.
I kind of just like like when it fades to black during a commercial, like before a commercial starts, and then it comes back after the commercial. That's what the transition scenes felt like. But I'm like, wait. Like at one point, I'm like, oh wait, they're showing us what happened back then. Oh, and it took me a while to adjust that it was showing me what happened back then. So
We got tired of Eddie's bullshit.
it's not bullshit. It's not.
You're doing a rant too early on. It's not necessary.
That's not my rant. That's what I disliked about the film. Okay.
I'll take your rant towards the end then.
Sorry, I was just agreeing with Franco.
Yeah, I didn't like that
No,
at all.
I don't get to agree with Franco.
Paying attention
He's
after
old.
that.
I want to hear what he was gonna say next, but he took off.
He's back.
but yeah, I mean, basically for me,
Oh, yeah.
it was like, it was good and bad. It was like the transitioning, like I liked the idea of what they were trying to do with the whole flashbacks and stuff. But like you were saying, it was poorly executed, I thought too.
The transitions felt like I was watching one of our old skits.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
go that far.
I don't know, man. Have you seen
You're giving yourself too much credit. He's Franco Raimi now. I mean,
But yeah, I mean that, and then like I said, some of the deaths, they were just like basically the only the only requirement to get killed from a spirit from that house was you need to walk in the house. I was like, that's kind of bullshit. Like, really? Like, you're just gonna go visit, and now you're gonna get this ghost come follow you? And then it's like, okay, so you got 3 possible ghosts, right? So like, what? So 3 people go in the house, and then what? 3 ghosts go and like follow 3 different people. They don't follow like time like we do. they can go. All three of them can go haunt someone,
All the time.
and then 10 seconds later go haunt and kill someone else. Like that's bullshit.
What?
I think
they
another
are
reason,
ghosts.
another reason I like this movie was because Scary Movie 3 made fun of it, or Scary Movie 4, one of those.
4.
And the beginning scene, all I could think about was Charlie Sheen falling off and his dick being all big because of Viagra. That's all I could think about.
Nick,
Well,
Oh,
I do have a
that's what I was
question.
thinking about.
I'm sorry, but I do have a question before we like. I don't want to like because okay. Is this again? This is a Japanese film, right? Originally, it was a Japanese film.
This was hentai, yes.
And okay, and no, oh my gosh, and there's a Japanese director.
that's why I was hard.
I don't
Yeah,
want to
Takashi.
Yeah, okay, so the transitioning makes sense within what they're doing because I've seen like anime films and like Your Name and Weathering with You. The transitioning's like that. They don't. You got to pay attention to when it's doing a flashback and when it's doing like a flash forward in like those movies, those two movies alone, and sometimes it's confusing. Like when I saw Your Name, it was confusing, but the time I saw Weathering with You, I was like, okay, this is the way it's done. You know what I mean? Like there's not always a date. You know, like August of 2017, and then boom, September of 2021. You get what I'm saying? So I guess the director's style was more Japanese, so he was just carrying this movie along with American actors. You get what I'm saying? But still using that technique. So if that was the case, I can't be too harsh on the transitioning because I can see where he's coming from. It's just that, hey, homie, you were making it for an American audience. That's why you casted Sarah Michelle Gellar. So
You mean
you
definitely.
gotta explain. You gotta put dates. You gotta put numbers. We need to see that. Okay, so.
Yeah, that was also something I thought was interesting too. Like you just said, like it was made for an American audience, but really there was only like 3, 4. I guess there was like 6 American actors, but like pretty much everyone died pretty quickly, and then everything else was Japanese. Like it was like half and half actually. It was like half. Well, I don't know if they're all Japanese, so let's just go with Asian. Half Asian, half like American.
Well, they are in Japan.
But I thought it was pretty cool that they actually had still a majority of Asian cast in this movie, even though it was. I mean, obviously, it's like not a ripoff, but what's the word I'm looking for? A remake off a Japanese film, and it's paced in Japan, so that makes sense too. But I mean, the newer movie, I think it's based in like the United States, and you know,
what, part 2?
Not part 2.
You're talking about the 2020.
Mm-hmm.
But they in part 2 they're in America. It's all spoiler.
Oh.
We're talking about part 1 though. Sorry. I was always trying to think of a least favorite also, man, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's just my main gripe. Why were the ghosts dicks?
The transitions.
Why were they dicks? I get.
I mean, you don't really get to decide. Be a dick. A turtle dick.
Really? Sam?
American audience, I guess I have to make it dumb from Ernesto Herrera.
He's not wrong.
I mean, if he really wanted to make it for American audiences, there would have been way more explosions in this movie.
Hey, this
Michael
is the guy
Bay?
that loves you, Fuentes.
No, that would have been a Michael
It's the
Bay
guy that
film.
loves you.
Oh, Michael Bay
That would have been a Michael
film.
Bay film. If you wanted
Oh, okay.
explosions, you would have had Michael Bay direct this. And then he would have saved all the focus on the fact that she burns the house down at the end.
You know what? What if M. Night Shyamalan directed this movie? Do you think it would have been better?
I think if M. Night Shyamalan had directed this movie, we would have left the theater confused as fuck as to what we just said.
I mean, Franco could barely understand this one.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if the transitions were enough to catch up with, and then M. Night Shyamalan jumped on it, we would have just been like, I remember.
Why is there a mole on my nightstand? I don't know what's going on.
Why is there so much twist endings?
I mean, I would have, like, honestly, like, had M. Night Shyamalan and this director directed it, I probably would have sat through this movie as a kid and then been like, maybe I was too young to understand it. And then saw it again at the age I am now and been like, maybe I just don't understand this. Maybe it's not meant to be understood. Like, I would have to go watch a video breakdown on YouTube of somebody who understands like the ending of The Grudge explained.
They explain.
That's it. I just
Make sure to check out the bad guy Nick Cage for a special feature.
Yeah. Kind of like any movie that's made by what's his name, Avi Astar, the guy that does
Ari Aster.
Hereditary. Yeah. The guy who did
Hereditary,
Midsommar. Like I thought Hereditary the first time was enjoyable, but after I saw a video explaining it, when I saw it the second time, I enjoyed it much more, and I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? So yeah, if M. Night Shyamalan directed this,
real question though. Does it ever make you feel real dumb when you do go back and watch these like people's breakdowns of these movies, and you're like, why didn't I notice that the first time? And then you're just like, man, do I even know how to watch a movie?
Because you're focused on the wrong sections.
After I see these videos, I start writing my resignation for this podcast.
Your resignation.
I don't deserve to review movies. Obviously, I'm not doing it right. It takes a lot more time and effort than what I'm giving it. Because these guys give us full novels and like a breakdown and like title cards for these videos where they're explaining everything. I'm just sitting there like,
and I'm gonna break it down for you.
If I hear like a really good rap song and I break down the similes and the metaphors, and I'm like, no, you got to understand, like this bar had a bar, you know, I can do that. But when it comes to the way they break down movies, I'm sitting there like,
had a bar.
I'm sitting there like, what? How did you get that? What do you mean?
I got these bars on the planet Mars.
Ooh.
Room B21, whatever that movie we reviewed was.
1BR? BTR?
Yeah, 1BR. When I was telling y'all about the nailing the girl, it was like rebirth, like of Christ, and you're like, whoa, I didn't even catch that. Like, yeah.
I'm saying, man, sometimes you gotta sit down. I really enjoy that too, though. Like, I'm glad there are YouTubers out there who break down even the simplest things.
They just use Spark Notes.
Well, then I got to start taking Spark Notes.
To be fair, none of us take notes at all during the movies.
To be honest, I used to. When I saw Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark the second time, I took a notepad and was writing in the damn theater.
I think I took notes after the movie because I didn't want to be on my phone during the movie.
When I saw Mayhem, I
put your goddamn phone away, sir.
So I have a blue notepad that I have notes from the damn movies in there.
I did want to start actually being more serious. When I first started it, I was taking notes, and then it just fell off hard.
I do need to get back into it. Definitely, like, if I have to like sit through this movie, you know, more than one time, as long as it isn't that make you work film, I may give it.
Remember cinema?
Listen, man, I'm sorry about that movie. I'm always sorry.
No, you don't gotta apologize. I just know we should.
I should have never picked that movie.
I should buy a poster and put in the background.
But yeah, man, definitely. I have to.
We're gonna do a watching party with Nick.
That bad?
Huh?
That in retrospect, I still don't think that movie was that bad. Like at first, it was really hard to watch through, but when I break it down in my head into mini movies, like only the parts without Mickey Rourke.
To be fair,
he's gone.
The reason we have 4 hosts is because we all have different taste in movies.
Yeah. You see, because the Gospels couldn't be written without Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You need a take on what Jesus did from 4 different viewpoints. So that's why there's 4 of us in this podcast.
Man.
I'm also not comparing us to those disciples, so please, any Christians who listen to this,
so the bad guy is
cancel him.
Bad guy.
I'm just saying, you need the different opinions. You know what I mean? So, Fuentes, as you said in retrospect, the movie wasn't all that bad.
To take a drink, the shots of that.
Ernesto, Nightmare Cinema was a nightmare.
A Nightmare on Elm Street.
All right, so did you have anything you didn't like about the movie, Nick? Any plot holes or anything? No, right?
I feel like there was something. I can't point it out.
You know, here's one thing that I couldn't stand, though. The fact that, like, they were already sending the second caretaker after one of their caretakers went missing, right? Didn't show up for work. But yet that family had been dead in the attic for a while. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, what? Like, the family's been dead in the attic. There's a caretaker going, then the caretaker dies. They send a second caretaker, and it's not until this one gets messed up in the head and starts screaming those eyes, those horrible yellow eyes, like Aunt May and Spider-Man 1, that they're like, oh, we should probably go investigate. You know? So I was kind of like, bro.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they did say that, like, I guess they thought the family was still coming in and out because they told the chick, oh, the daughter should be there later, or the wife, they live there, they'll probably be there a little bit later, blah, 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 blah. They did talk about that. So I guess they assume. I mean,
yeah,
I'm also assuming there was like a monthly plan going on. Like
a monthly plan subscription?
Never assume.
Yeah, so like, they just paid for the month. And so like they weren't worried about if that lady was getting actually taken care of or not until
got to care of that mother, man. The old lady's important.
Like, does the family come? I don't know. I just walk in, change some shitty sheets, and walk out.
I'll tell you what made me mad.
Everything. No, man.
No, whenever the boyfriend gets up, starts to get dressed, and then Karen's like, I set the alarm clock an hour earlier. I'm just sitting there like, you really ruined that man's sleep? You really ruined that man's sleep just to cuddle with him? That is
she didn't just cuddle. They did sexy time.
I get what they did, homie. But man needed some sleep.
Clapping cheeks.
Like that wasn't gonna make him tired. That ain't gonna give him energy for the day.
I gave him energy for days.
He's gonna want to sleep afterwards.
I mean, who's complaining? It's Sarah Michelle Gellar. I mean, come on.
I did find that, to go to piggyback off what Manny's saying, I did find that scene to be a bit awkward. It was like their attempt to add some sexualness to the movie, and like it was just a weird, really kind of pressed attempt. Like, we just need her to get on top of this guy and make everyone think they're about to have some sexy time, and like we're just gonna like give them all that idea of sexiness because we need at least one sexy scene.
Control Bob's.
It was just really weird. Like, you can even go back and say, oh, no, they're only doing it to show how much they care about each other. So when something happens later, then they can be more, like, dramatic about it, or you can get a more feel for the character. But even then, you could have easily done that with, hey, I made you coffee this morning. I made you breakfast. I love you. Kiss on the forehead. Like, it could have been just as easy. But no. It's like, let's get her on top of him. And let's put some sexualness in this movie. Didn't need sexualness. It's
because everybody's fantasized about Daphne. They gave us what they wanted.
Okay, well,
sex sells.
Hear me
Did
out
you get that from Friday the 13th?
Hear me out here.
When did Scooby-Doo come out? How old am I?
How old are you? Early 2000s.
Her boyfriend didn't even love her. And you want to know how I know? Because whenever she's sitting outside and he's having a cigarette, that they're looking over that balcony, that they see that couple, and she's like, oh, that's a form of something. It's to show that they love each other. And she looks at him and he just like smiles. He didn't say I love you back. The man had not said he had commitment issues.
You know why he didn't say I love you back? You know why?
Huh?
You know why he didn't say I love you back?
Why?
Because they didn't write it in the script.
Yeah.
Because they didn't write it in the script?
Mm-hmm.
No, because he could have said anything. Han Solo says I know when Princess Leia tells him. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
But Luke Skywalker didn't say anything whenever Rey hands him the lightsaber.
I love you, Manny. You didn't say anything. What happened, man? What happened?
I love you too, man.
I mean, it's
American audience need that sex time. Hell yeah.
That's sex time. Sex sells.
I'm gonna agree. But yeah, that was a really forced scene, just in general.
I would give it at least this movie, like, I mean, there's some movies where they drag on to finally show you something. And this movie, they like in their first 5 minutes.
Dragon.
What? It's a dragon, not dragon.
Oh, not a
dragon.
Okay, yeah, off the podcast.
They show you the Grudge.
Are dragons real? Were dragons ever real? Do y'all believe in that?
Dragon cells?
Dragons. Were they
Org?
real?
Org's real, definitely real. Have you seen the movie Dragonheart? Just know about that.
Franco, are you like seriously asking this question?
Yes. Do y'all think they ever existed? Like dinosaurs?
Bro.
Trek?
Like,
yes.
Biblically speaking, there's like talks of Leviathan and Behemoth, and there are like certain talks in the Bible where it kind of explains like a large reptile with skin that you couldn't pierce with the sword that
Godzilla.
breathed fire from its nostrils or something like that. So
Oh, never mind.
I can't put that.
Lizard.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, again, but then again, like what they saw then that they couldn't explain, it could have been something that wasn't even close to a dragon. You know what I mean? It could have just been the way the author of that book explained it. But I've never really thought into dragons as more. I thought more into dinosaurs and the existence of them. Dragons been kind of like one of those things that I'm like, oh, they sound cool, but we've never placed them with like dinosaurs. So it's like I always think of dragons in like medieval movies and things like that. Because, homie, if dragons did exist, I would be scared out of my mind. Unless I was Jake Long, the American dragon, then I'd be okay.
He's cool.
But
He's fast. And the show was it chosen one?
he's young and fast. He's the chosen one. And
Close
people
enough.
were not bragging. He's
The American dragon. Dun dun dun.
It wouldn't be a podcast without Manny singing something.
Wait, do you believe in dragons, Franco?
I want to.
Well, then believe in them, bro. Nobody's stopping you.
So dinosaurs, chicken nugget dinosaurs.
I actually want chicken nugget dinosaurs right now.
Tyson. Where's your
Oh,
banquet?
bro, it's so good. I'm sorry to those listening to the podcast. We're not
Like,
supposed
talk about the
to-
Grudge, you dumbasses.
Franco, what's the next segment? Sorry. What's the next segment? Sorry. What's the next segment?
What do you believe in dragons, Fuentes? That was the question.
That's the segment.
You haven't
That,
answered.
That's the segment.
This is the segment right now. Dragons.
I knew you were gonna go there. I was waiting for somebody to go there.
So is that yes?
is that a yes?
You know, people get really like broken up on these whole belief system things. Like, honestly, I don't
Belief?
care. Yeah, like, you know, whether this exists or that exists and that and that and that. Like, it doesn't affect my daily life, so I don't care, to be honest. Like, I never
Ping
really
pong
gave it a
exists.
real
I'll
thought.
just go fuck myself, Fuentes. Thanks. Next up is the
That's
creative
what you
slogan. Creative slogan. The slogan for this movie was "It never forgives. Dot. It never forgets. Dot.
Dot.
Yes. Period. Period.
Period.
Period.
It never forgives. It never forgets. It never. The Grudge. We dumbed it down for y'all.
The Grudge. That kid's an asshole.
The Grudge. What the title says.
The Grudge. All I thought was of Charlie Sheen's boner. It's Franco's slogan.
The Grudge, and then that noise it makes.
Oh, yeah. That was literally about to be my excellent.
If you're watching this live right now and you have a slogan, then feel free to drop down in the comments below.
Daphne.
We got Daphne.
We got Daphne. We have Bill Pullman. Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of like, also, I guess to go back on the whole, like, scene thing. Like, Karen, you know, she survived the whole thing in the end, right?
Fuentes. Fuentes.
And even the people
Fuentes.
He's trying to go over to Daphne.
Fuentes.
are
We're
like,
on creative slogan right now, sir. Can't just go back.
she's like, she just
Create a damn
survived.
slogan.
They're not
Right.
even just gonna acknowledge it, or like, or they do acknowledge it, and then they give their lame, normal horror movie ending of the monster still being alive and there, and
Why? What's the
Call it a
Grudge? It's already
monster?
dead. It's a ghost.
it still has a lame ending.
Lame ending. I mean, it's the first. It's one of like the Godfathers of the
Hey, you know what,
J
since-
horror type of movies.
Since we're off of creative slogan, Mr. Fuentes, you said it's lame ending. How would you end it?
How would I end it?
Yes.
We
She
skipped
would have
slogans
died
already.
in that fire, and we would have been 15 minutes of her body fucking just coming apart while she watches the other chick's face melt into the whole house. They would have died together.
Love.
Mm,
Love.
I don't know about that. It's kind of sad ending. I thought it was a happy ending that we're trying to go for.
Oh,
do you want
we're
a
going for
happy
happy ending.
Oh, we got a
Happy
comment.
end.
You
The
know how it
Grudge.
should have ended.
Don't enter the house. That's actually a perfect slogan right
That
there.
actually really is good.
They should hire Ernesto.
Yeah, man.
Good job, Ernesto.
Then you kind of run into a roadblock in the next sequels.
No, but actually, how I thought it how I thought it was actually gonna end because I haven't seen this movie in years. I thought that Karen was gonna convince the boy and the girl that the guy was really the bad guy and that they would
I'm the
turn
bad
on
guy.
him, like saying like, "Why are you killing us when he's the one that killed you?" And then they kind of like turn on him and kill him, or they kill each other, I guess, or whatever.
Shit.
You know, kind of one of those teach things that happen in movies that you see where like ghosts are angry and then you give them a reason to not be angry and then they
Like
die.
Epiphany?
I don't know about Epiphany. But yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
they
much.
haven't. The ghost has an epiphany.
Yeah,
Can't
pretty
reason a
much, yeah,
ghost.
Epiphany.
Who's that? Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Yes, I mean,
I
like,
thought
yeah.
it was actually gonna end.
The
So
woman.
I was kind of waiting for that ending and then it never came. And I was like, oh, they were just assholes the whole time. Like the whole time. There wasn't even a redeeming moment for them. Like the kid
how
and
we're
the girl
portrayed.
are even more assholes than the dad that killed them.
The
And my point of
Japanese.
I would have ended the movie like right after the sexy time with Daphne.
view.
Yeah.
But they did end that scene. They went to the next scene. That's
No,
the
but I
the
would have ended the
transition
movie
was
there. Had the credits rolling. And the rest of the movie would be after the credits, like a Marvel movie.
I
A
think
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
there should have been like at least a 10-minute fight scene at the very end whenever Karen and the Grudge chick was like behind him. She like throws that elbow back and then they just start fighting in the middle of the.
That's where Marvel got their inspiration from. The whole.
That's what should have happened.
The ending, the Ring show came in.
The ring.
Yeah.
But
The end credits
Kelko
scene.
versus was it Sudoku? Sometime.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
It'd been like Freddy versus Jason. Have one of them wink.
The Ring
Wink.
just pops up and starts kicking ass.
Rings.
Samara. That was her name. Samara.
You know, if we're gonna compare abilities, the Ring's abilities kind of suck. Abilities.
Yeah.
I mean, you had to watch a VHS tape. I mean,
All right, like where the fuck are you even gonna find a VHS now?
Yeah, but remember at the end of the newest Rings, it goes
7
viral,
days. You're
so-
spared 7 days also.
So you kind of fucked up, right?
Or Pootie
At
Tang.
the end of like the newest
That's
Rings movie, they it gets uploaded to the internet, that video. So basically everybody sees it. So it's like an unstoppable force then.
Oh, and the Grudge versus the Ring.
Yeah, because if we're comparing the Grudge and the Ring now, the Ring's more powerful now. If something like that were to go viral and somebody said don't watch this, everybody's gonna watch it. Like don't click on this video, everybody's gonna click on the video because you told them not to. It's just the way people
One
act.
ring to rule them all.
Are you quoting Clerks too?
Actually, yes. That's what came to mind first.
Clerks 2.
You have any ways y'all want to end it? Y'all would have ended it, Manny.
I would have ended it.
I can't say that I had a way of ending it. I just feel like at the end she burns everything down and then ends up in a
Like
hospital.
Seth Rollins.
Burn down.
It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm sorry. I feel like this movie didn't expand on the characters enough to care for any of them by the end of the film. So it's like even seeing her in the hospital kind of crazy at the end. I didn't feel anything for Sarah Michelle Gellar because it was like Karen. That name did not age well.
Karen.
I didn't feel anything for Karen because it was kind of like I just feel like you didn't. I don't know. Like she didn't go through. Like I didn't develop any like. Damn, you know, like you see those certain horror films where you're like, man, I really hope this character survives. And then when they die, you're like, damn, dude, I was rooting for you. With this movie, it was kind of like, I didn't really care like who survived. It like focused a lot on like everybody's story so much that like there wasn't really like a main character when you think about it. Yeah, you have Sarah Michelle Gellar, but then you have the flashbacks to, you know, the husband and wife and the sister and the grandmother. And then you have the flashbacks to the college professor, the kid, the mom, and the dad. You know what I mean? So there's like enough storyline for everybody to be like, I can't say that Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. It was just kind of like she was just used to drive the story. like they just used her to bring her in and then explain everything that's been going on in that house. You know, so like by the end of the movie, I didn't really feel for her like at all. I guess if I had the chance to rewrite this movie, I'd probably just expand on like what goes on instead of the way to end it. And like aside from expanding the character storylines, I would actually show what this thing does to people. Like I like the fact that we find that jaw, but it would have been really cool to see the jaw pulled off. You know, like I like that kind of stuff in movies. I love when we see what these creatures or demons or spirits can do to a person. You know, I don't like when it shows it and then it goes away. Like I've always thought that that's like such a. Some people are like, oh yeah, but it leaves you with suspense. But I'm like, dude, I want to see it though. You want me to be scared of a killer? Show me what the killer can do. You know, not the after effects. I want to see this killer doing it when they do it. So I'd probably do that.
I want to see a ghost use a knife and stab someone.
I want to see what?
You want to see a ghost stab someone?
Yeah, I want to see. You know, I mean, I get like supernatural spirits, but like I'm just saying in general, like if you saw all the Halloween movies and you never saw Michael kill a person, it was just the after effect. Like you see him raise his knife and that's it. You'd probably be like, I guess it's just Michael. But the fact that you see him like Michael. Pick up people and stab them and like against the wall, you know what I mean? And, like leave them hanging from the wall. You're kind of like, yo, he's a force to be reckoned with. You know what I mean? So it gives it a backstory. When you see Jason like slice these people, you're like, whoa. You know, when you see Freddy kill these people, you're like, whoa. If you were to just show the before and after on some of these like iconic horror movie characters, you probably wouldn't think of them the same. You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
What were you saying?
Me. I'm sorry. I'm going on way too long. Sorry, Frank.
That was a beautiful deduction, Manny. I love it.
Did you say seduction?
You're correct. Also,
you just thought he said yes.
You got one more ending?
Yeah.
Point says it's Nick's turn.
This guy.
Where the chick's in the mortuary place checking out the dude, and she realizes the dude's dead, and she's like, puts her head down a bit. She walks over, she sees a phone, she walks over to the phone, she picks it up, and she's like, hey, I know I'm in witness protection right now, but there's some serious shit going on, and we need to get the gang together. So Freddy, get the guys. And then click.
Damn, then you hear
and that's it. That's how I would have ended it.
Damn. That would have been the crossover of a lifetime. That would have given us a Scooby-Doo 3.
Scooby-Doo 3, James Gunn. James Gunn's a real pervert. That's all I'm saying.
What did you say?
What? No, I'm saying James Gunn's a pervert. That's all I got from his movies.
Oh, shoot. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Do you have a better ending?
A better ending.
Better ending.
Better ending. After the whole house just gets burned down. Sarah Michelle Gellar just dies straight up.
Fair enough.
Because in a sequel, there's no point of her being brought back. That's all I can say. But it's just there to like, to give you a false happy ending,
cousin, right?
Do what?
Isn't the sequel like her cousin?
Her sister.
Her
or
sister.
What?
Okay, yeah. Her sister. Okay, yeah. I'm remembering now.
You remember? I remember.
I kind of remember now.
Casper reference. No, yeah. Anyways, Sarah Michelle Gellar dies in flames, and like before going down, you just kind of just choke out the grudge and shit. And the boy's like in the corner just watching, like, and meowing and shit.
He's like, meow. Meow.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, initially you just end it with the house is burning.
Yeah. That's actually really good, Nick, to be honest with you. She takes it down in the end and then that just ends it. But, they have to do that sequel. That's what it was, that cash grab.
If I made a sequel, I would have had the dad come back and just have like his origin story.
Damn.
13 Reasons Why I Killed This Bitch.
Damn. Fair enough.
13 Reasons Why.
That's
Before we go, we got the fresh rant of the week.
We do, but before we do the fresh round of the week,
how do we got a fresh one? He's
wanna
ranting the whole time.
plug good friends of ours.
The Cinema Movie Podcast. They have a new episode out right now. They talk Godzilla versus
Kong, baby.
King Kong.
Hair
So
cheeks.
if you wanna grace your ears with lovely voices of the men of that podcast and hear them talk about thick thighs on Godzilla and big booty cheeks on King Kong,
Hairy cheeks.
and the just kidding. You may just hear like a really good podcast, and that's what you're gonna go listen to. But if that was,
It might be more professional than
yeah,
It is.
here.
It's way more professional than this. They
definitely more
professional.
professional.
you follow them on Facebook.com/moviereels405, Instagram Cinnamon Movie Podcast, and Twitter Cinnamon405. They drop new episodes every Monday as early as 9 a.m. on everywhere. And they also review independent and big box office juggernauts. And they also have a new weekly top 5 segment every week.
Oh wow!
So give them a follow, give them a like, tell them Friday the 14th sent you, and go get your weekly fix of reviews.
And if you tell them Friday the 14th sent you, we get
What do we want?
fun, fuzzy feeling inside.
We get clout. I mean, what the hell? Your respect. That's what it is.
Now on to everybody's favorite segment. By everybody, I mean mine and Fuentes and Nick's favorite segment of the week, the fresh rants. That's what the PH, guys.
It has been a while, good listeners. We just want to say thank you so much for continuing to show support. Even though we disappear on y'all, our lives are totally twisted and weird and constantly changing. But we're just glad that we live in the same city as our boy Franco again. So all is well in the kingdom.
To be fair, Fuentes doesn't.
Kingdom.
What?
Homecoming.
You get what we're saying, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're not further than you were before.
You are not far from home anymore.
Fuentes is the farthest one away now.
But usually I go for the reviews that call this movie completely terrible, but we've already kind of shitted on it in ways that we shouldn't have. Nick, it wasn't a bad pick. All right, man. It's definitely a movie.
Yeah,
It wasn't a bad pick. It was a fucking terrible picnic.
That's coming from the guy in Amber Cinema.
Let's forget about that.
I feel like maybe nostalgia
That was last season.
Drew me to watching it when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I may not have enjoyed it that much. So instead of attacking people who gave it bad reviews, which would make no sense because I've already kind of given this a mediocre review, I'm gonna attack the ones that gave this really good reviews because I honestly don't know what y'all saw in this that I may not have seen. But for example, we got two here that just kind of already bothered the shit out of me because it just it's still good after so many years. No, it's not. Okay, this was written by
the bad guy Nick H.
Olive Wham, because there's 3 H's at the end, 2 H's at the end, but it's Olive Wham. It gave it 7 out of 10 stars. It's still good after so many years. Okay, let's break this.
When did they write the review?
This was February the 3rd, 2020. This was last year. Okay. With the new release of The Grudge, I went back and rewatched the original to see if it was as good as I had remembered. Karen lives in Japan and works as a caretaker for the elderly people. Getting assigned a job, Karen visits the elder lady and begins to discover some unusual, mysterious behavior coming from the house. After leaving the house, things become haunting for Karen, with everywhere she goes and discovers a dark history of the house. Honestly, for a film that came out in 2004, it's pretty good. I mean, watching it now, the graphics aren't amazing, but again, the film is 16 years old. I remember when the film came out that a lot of people said the original Japanese version was terrifying, but I still think this one is scary. SMG was such an A-lister when this came out. After starring in Buffy and many other iconic movies, everyone knew who she was. She's not bad in the film, except when she runs like she's still in Buffy, lol. Still would recommend the film to fans of horror. It's a great watch. Olive Wham, oh my gosh. First of all, I don't even want to attack Olive Wham too much because that was you trying to sound like you could give good reviews, but your wording is horrible. Instead, I'm just going to advise that you take a literature class and a writing class and get yourself fixed because half of the sentences that you just made don't make sense. and I know I'm not reading them in a bad manner. So,
This is America.
You're not going to make it on my fight list because I feel like if you catch these hands, you're only going to end up dumber than you already are, and that's not what I'm trying to do when I fight these people. All right? So we're going on to our next person who gave this 8 out of 10 stars. This was written by Ale Suave. Ale Suave. I feel like that might have been the same damn person. Anyways, so, oh my gosh, okay. The most scariest ghost horror movie I have seen. Here's what scares me. This was written in 2013. I believe after The Conjuring had already released. So and Insidious, I just don't understand how in the world they would say that about this film. The Grudge is quite possibly the most scariest ghost horror movie I've ever seen. Sarah Michelle Gellar takes on the main role as Nurse Karen, living and working in Tokyo. While working, she is exposed to a supernatural curse involving a vengeful spirit, which locks a person in a powerful rage before claiming his or her life and spreading the curse to another person. The movie starts out with Karen moving to Tokyo with her boyfriend Doug, where we get a taste of drama as they adjust to their new lives in Japan. The suspense builds when they encounter mysterious events in the house. Karen is a caretaker. And what follows are one creepy moment, one after the other, as main ghost Kayako and Toshiro take center stage, wreaking havoc with these unfortunate enough to cross its path. Takeshi Shimizu did a great job directing the movie that grabs the audience's attention with scenes that send chills down your spine, has moments that make you jump, and has disturbing images that will stick in your mind after the movie is over. The mysterious yet dramatic atmosphere of the movie created an eerie feeling of the ongoing horror and the built-up suspense, which are contributed by the cast members' realistic and dramatic acting. Some of the plot lines dangled and are unexplained, but this is a minor flaw. Overall, this is a movie with the right balance of horror and drama. No over-the-top stuff. So if you are a fan of horror movies, The Grudge is highly recommended. Grade B+. What? What are you what?
What?
What are you saying?
Oh, I said highly recommended.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I highly recommend.
To be honest with you, I feel like this review was better than the one before, probably better, well written. I just don't understand some of the shit. You wrote this in 2013, and I mean, everything that you said, like scenes that send chills down your spine did not happen. Moments that made me jump did not happen. Has disturbing images did not really get that far. And then it just says the realistic and dramatic acting. The grandma hardly talks this whole damn movie. What's realistic and dramatic about that? I mean, looking at a wall and pointing, that's considered acting to you? Oh my gosh. I'm upset that this is considered normal. This was written in 2013, so I don't know who you are.
2013.
But Ali Suave, you make the list of people I want to fight. You are now my friend. I don't even want to devote the energy into attacking this person because, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty well written review to stand up for what they believe in, but it's just so stupid in the fact that this is considered the scariest shit this guy has seen his entire life. All right, my mother gives me goosebumps. My own damn mom gives me goosebumps.
Goosebump VHS.
Not this movie.
DVDs.
I get worse goosebumps from thinking about my mother lifting her hand with the chancla than I do with this damn film. So I don't understand where this comes from. Like, it's stupid. But you named the ghosts, so I applaud you. Like Toshiro and Kayako, that's okay. So I applaud you on that. You still make my fight list because obviously you have not seen many horror films. So Ali Suave 007. Oh my gosh, his last name's 007. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but
that's
you
pretty
make
legit.
The fight list. Yeah, because you can probably kick my ass. They have 007 at the end of their name, so I'm gonna.
Well, Nick has a N64. We can find GoldenEye, and y'all can duke it out that way.
Yeah, we know what. No, I want to fight this person. I want to fight them with my physical fist.
All right, fine.
If you make the fight list, I have to do that. But yeah, guys, that's the end of my rant. I didn't want to devote too much time to it. Forgive me. Nick, I'm not gonna shit on your pick, man. I thoroughly
You just
enjoyed
did.
the movies you pick. What?
Throughout the whole stream, you shit on my just like Franco. Can't be friends with you anymore.
Nick, it's not like that.
I think I take everything to heart.
That was an alright pick.
I'm
Nick. I
offended.
liked it.
Nick, okay, in the time
Fuck
that I
you,
was gone,
Fuentes.
what were some of your picks? in the time that I was gone from this podcast, what were some of your picks?
What? My picks.
Yeah, like what? Like your movie choices. Ooh.
I know where you're going
Well,
from
the
the podcast.
last one was just a random movie.
Was it?
1BR. I think that was
That
just
was
like,
it? Really?
Wasn't yours the babysitter? No, that wasn't yours.
no, that was
That was
both of
Manny
theirs.
and then mine.
Oh yeah. We do
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see
You didn't miss
You
that much
want to
podcast.
review
You
it?
missed Gerald's game, I think, didn't you? And Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I did Gerald's
And
game.
Friday 13th special, the Halloween special.
Oh, yeah, but even Fuentes missed those.
Well,
What?
shit.
And anyways, I'm just glad to be back, guys. I'm glad that
Guess who's
this
back?
podcast is
Back again.
shining.
Fuentes back.
Ooh,
Hello.
tell a friend.
Just so I know, next month there is a Friday the 14th in the month of May.
Oh,
So
So we should
we'll be doing a live special on that. But
the special part 2.
whatever the fuck you want to review.
For Friday
What?
the 14th?
Yeah, there's a Friday the 14th in May.
I thought that would just like be on our ongoing our movie look back.
Oh, we can do
We
that
should
too.
just make our own horror movie and then debut it.
The Infection.
I'm actually writing for shorts, but I haven't completed a script yet.
We should film a short about the vaccine.
We should film a short about a guy named Nick H, who's a bad guy, and he's a complete dick.
Damn.
Dick
And
H.
He doesn't wear his
Dick
face
H.
mask.
Dick
He
H.
doesn't wear his face mask.
Ridiculous.
I don't wear my
He
face
stands
mask.
6 feet apart.
My beard
He
is my
doesn't use
face
hand
mask.
sanitizer.
I
He's a
don't.
bad guy.
I wipe my own ass.
Anyways, that's a bit for the podcast. Thank y'all for
Is that a Big
listening.
Daddy
Make sure you give us a subscribe to Emo Swap Productions on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Emo Swap Productions. We have a TikTok now, Emo Swap Productions on there.
TikTok.
Facebook, Emo Swap Productions, along with Friday the 14th podcast. You can follow me anywhere you want. Actually, no, I don't give a shit. You don't need to follow me. But do follow my great friend over here to my right, Mr. Fuentes, who has a new single out right now called Hostile. And he actually does have a Hostile. He actually does have a
Hostile.
Shining reference in there, which is pretty dope. So y'all need to check that out. You know what? I'm gonna play it right now for y'all.
Oh,
Copyrighted.
shit.
Is it copyrighted? Am I gonna get sued?
Get sued by the guy on the
I hope
podcast.
not. I hope not.
I'll play 20
Oh,
seconds
the
of it.
red. I was like, what's the Shining reference?
None of this is fucking new to me. It happens every time I drive, and this is driving me to lunacy. Why don't you use your fucking blinker, bitch?
All right, wrap the rest of Fuentes.
I don't care which way you decide to go, to stay out of my way, ho. Fuck you and your wife and kids. I think that says coexist. I'd rather drink my piss than coexist with you stupid pricks. Suck 100,000 dicks and wreck into the nearest ditch. You're going like 20 miles on the speed limit, you stupid bitch!
Dad,
Have your
come
own
pick me up.
stuff.
I'm scared.
I'm feeling all, well, I'm seeing all red. That was the red rum reference he was talking about.
And he has a new single coming out this Friday, April 9th. I think it's called, what is it, Bump?
Huh?
Something.
Oh, something?
Yeah.
Something.
Okay, well, Bump on your speakers April 9th.
Call it something bump. Anyway. Now,
Bump, bump.
And then his album comes out April 24th.
I'm pushing it up a week. Don't tell anyone. It's going to be like
Okay.
April 30th.
God damn. God.
Pushing it down a week, I guess. Anyway. But nobody knows that yet. It's going to be a surprise that they're going to have to wait longer.
And by that, you mean, people who are on Friday the 14th podcast, right?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, cool.
I
I expect my copy in the mail by April 16th.
Only 5 people are going to know.
Mm.
But yeah, follow everybody else everywhere. Fuentes, I don't know your plugs. You can plug it.
Yeah, Mr. Fuentes. I do rap. If you heard right before that, I have a
do rap?
Spotify,
do rap.
Apple Music, pretty much.
Do the rap.
I have pretty much anywhere you can stream music. I should be there. Just look up Mr. Fuentes, and then social media. It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Mr. Fuentes 361. And yeah, hopefully y'all check out that single. The next single that's coming out this Friday, it really is something that's just super fun when I was making it. It's a custom beat from one of my homies from Austin. And so I got to manipulate a little bit more in it. So it just gets a little more technical and more fun. So it's really cool.
K-Rose Productions.
K-Rose?
Oh, it's also featuring one of his good friends, Ghost. I've been waiting for a feature with Ghost against Paranoid.
Paranoid.
Yeah.
Mr. Fresh.
Manuel.
Oh, hey guys, thanks again for listening to our podcast, and we're so glad to be back. Once again, follow everybody who's already named themselves the Bad Guy Nick H, Emo Productions, and Mr. Fuentes. Go listen to their music or whatever it is that they're working on, whether it be YouTube videos or TikToks or breaking open some Pokemon packs to see if you got some good shit. I thoroughly enjoy those videos, bro. You can find me on no, on Facebook. I have a Facebook, but that's for friends. Ooh!
Some Japanese packs.
At NannyFresh18. You can find me on YouTube at Fresh TV. You can find my TikTok, Manny Fresh.
How's my Rob Dylan?
Oh my gosh, Manny! I have 2 TikToks. Just look for the one that has more posts. What's it called? But anyways, guys, once again, thanks for listening. It means a lot to us, especially the fact that we still have Irish listeners. That means the world to me. My fiance is half Irish, half German, so that's really damn cool to see like that y'all, take the time to hear us Americans speak.
Our next movie reviewing is Leprechaun.
Why would you say that? That's not the choice.
Leprechaun in
the
the
OG.
Hood?
And then Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, Leprechaun 4, Leprechaun 5, 6, 7.
The next
Origins.
review is
It's what?
The Faculty.
Who is the next
The
pick?
Faculty.
Is it Manny?
Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood, the chick that was in here in The Grudge, she's in that movie as well. Jordana Brewster's in that movie too, I believe. So yeah, that's my choice for the next film.
Hell yeah.
Than
I haven't seen The Faculty in forever.
Yeah, it's been a while, so it'll be.
I just know there's boobs in it. That's it.
It's been a while since
It's been a while since I'm Get it. Anyways, guys, thanks again for listening to our podcast. We love y'all from the bottom of our hearts. Again, the Cinnamon Movie Podcast, go listen to them as well. And just thanks for rocking with us. It means the world. Sorry that we started so weird and carried this very weird. We're trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been a while. Since we've done this, so bear with us.
I'm so sorry.
And subscribe to us everywhere.
That was lovely, Fresh.
It was good seeing you guys, man. I really do.
Hey, what are we doing, man? What's going on there? You trying to close me out? The fuck?
What?
I haven't said my goodbyes yet. What the hell? So, anyways, I just want to say goodbye. Go listen to Fuentes' music. Watch some of Franco's Pokemon card unwrappings, unboxings, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Watch Manny Fresh give himself some sanitizer, rub it on his body, and
I thought it was about
I'm still. I mean, Irish listeners, when Franco made that news that we saw the listeners, I was excited. I opened a box of Lucky Charms and poured it all over myself. Showered in it, bathed in it for weeks. The milk. Do you remember those the Lucky Charms that the marshmallows when you pour the milk on it and then the key over it opened up?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yes.
That was awesome.
That's how you would reveal it when you poured milk on it.
But I do agree that we should review the Leprechaun movies. We kind of missed the opportunity of the March month, the whole marathon.
We always got next year.
We always got next year, but who knows if this podcast can be around. But anyways, go follow me at NK2313 on Insta and Twitter. OnlyFans. cameo. The bad guy Naked channel.
Hell yeah.
Not folks always been the bad guy.
And before we go, here's a trailer for the film that we will be reviewing. That is Manny's pick.
Oh, I forgot the segment. 1998.
This is the film, right?
Yes, The Faculty.
Yeah.
It's the Indian copy. What are you watching?
The writer of Scream and Scream 2 from Robert Rodriguez, the director of From Dusk Till
And the
Dawn.
trailer looks like it's for
Science
1989
fiction thriller.
or 98.
No more pencils, no more books, no more teachers' dirty looks.
The students at Harrington High
God, Usher was.
really suspected their teachers were from another planet.
Hey, Robert Patrick.
This is the test. This time, they're right. Now, these 6 students won't just question
It's gonna be
authority.
chill.
They'll have to destroy it. Critics are calling it hit and scary.
It's scary. Oh.
Critics are calling it a hit and
And even that music was
critics are
like,
calling it a hit and scary.
Usher.
I give that trailer 2 stars.
Usher,
Usher's in
Usher.
it. Of course it's him.
You got it bad.
Ooh.
What? Just hit him
Ain't
with the
nothing
board.
really call right.
Damn.
Flowers, cotton candy.
That'll be the next episode, which will be airing April 21st, Wednesday.
Shorty, I don't mind.
Gotta let it burn.
Oh, let it
That's what the burn the house down.
That's it. Thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Bye.
Take it easy.
Adios.